celebrities who are currently in jail. Danny Masterson. That 70s show actor Danny Masterson, who is a member of the Church of Scientology, has faced sexual assault allegations since March 2017, with the incidents dating as far back as the early 2000s. Masterson denied the claims, but his agency dropped him and Netflix fired him from the sitcom The Ranch. Some of his alleged victims were also members of the Church of Scientology. They reported being harassed by the institution after coming forward. Masterson's first court case ended in mistrial. By May 2023, a second jury found him guilty of 2 of the 3 criminal counts he was facing. He was sentenced to 30 years in prison on September 7th. The judge gave him the maximum sentence of 15 years for both counts to be served consecutively. Masterson's wife Bijou Phillips was present and tearful during the sentencing. She filed for divorce less than 2 weeks later, seeking full custody of their daughter and spousal support. R. Kelly. Throughout most of his career, R&B star R. Kelly had been dogged by numerous allegations of sexual misconduct with minors. The claims first came to light in 2002 when Kelly was arrested and acquitted after a leaked video showed him engaging in inappropriate contact with a minor. In 2019, he was arrested on numerous federal charges including child pornography and sex trafficking, after alleged victims spoke out in the Lifetime docuseries Surviving R. Kelly. The charges included engaging in sexual acts with 5 minors between the age of 12 and 17. When the first case went to trial in New York in 2021, he was found guilty on 9 counts of sex trafficking and racketeering. In a separate trial in Chicago in 2022, he was also convicted of child pornography and enticing a minor for sex. In total, the sinner is serving a 31-year sentence with a release scheduled for December 2045. Harvey Weinstein. In October 2017, the New York Times and the New Yorker revealed numerous allegations of sexual harassment and assault against Hollywood producer Harvey Weinstein. These revelations ignited the Me Too movement. Since the initial allegations were made, dozens of women came forward with their own experiences of misconduct, including stars like Rose McGowan, Mira Sorvino, and Selma Hayek. In total, more than 100 women accused Weinstein of either harassing or assaulting them and making threats against their career if they did not comply, with some dating as far back as 1980. A woman also accused him of assaulting her at a film festival in 2013 in Los Angeles. Harvey's case was finally taken to trial in 2020, 2 years after he was arrested in New York. He was charged with committing a criminal sexual act in the first degree and third degree rape. He was sentenced to 23 years in the New York case, followed by a 16-year sentence in the Los Angeles case the next year. He is expected to serve both terms separately. Tory Lanez. In 2020, Canadian rapper Tory Lanez shot Megan Thee Stallion twice while they were leaving a party in Hollywood. At the time, the pair had been involved in an intimate relationship, and when Megan decided not to go home with Tory, a dispute ensued. As Megan attempted to walk away, she was shot in the foot by Tory. Over the next few months, social media took sides, with many accusing Megan of lying. Lanez also accused her of lying in order to hurt him, even writing music about the situation. The case eventually went to trial in December 2022, where Megan emotionally recalled the events of that night, saying that he offered her money to keep her mouth closed. Tory was found guilty of 3 felony charges: assault with a semi-automatic handgun, having a loaded and unregistered firearm in a vehicle, and gross negligence in discharging his firearm. He was sentenced to 10 years in prison. Amy Loken. Melrose Place star Amy Loken is serving out her second sentence after her drink driving accident in 2010. The actor was driving under the influence around Montgomery, New Jersey when she hit a car. The passenger, Helen Seaman, a 60-year-old mother of 2, died on the scene, and her husband was seriously injured. Earlier that night, she had also been involved in a minor collision. After she was arrested, her blood alcohol level was tested and turned out to be 3 times over the legal amount. Amy initially served 3 years in prison on charges of second-degree vehicular homicide and third-degree assault and was released in 2015. The victim's family insisted that the sentence had been too forgiving and the court agreed with her. After years of appeals and legal battles over Amy's potential return to jail, she was ultimately sentenced to an additional 8 years in 2020 in New Jersey State Prison after a judge agreed with prosecutors that her initial sentence was too lenient. The actress couldn't overturn the decision and went back to jail for the second time. Jace. Michael Jace, who was previously best known for his work on the Fox drama The Shield, was sentenced to 4 years to life behind bars for shooting and killing his wife, April Jace. Jace killed his wife on May 29, 2014 in their Los Angeles home while his 2 young sons watched. Apparently, he was furious that she wanted a divorce and was convinced that she has been seeing someone else. After shooting her once in the back and twice in the legs, Michael allegedly told her, "If you like running, then run to heaven." He then called police and April's father to come collect the boys. Ryan Grantham. Ryan Grantham, the Canadian actor known for his roles in Riverdale and Diary of a Wimpy Kid, made headlines in 2020 for committing shocking murder. On March 31, he shot and killed his 64-year-old mother from behind while she was playing the piano. Before leaving the scene of the crime, Grandam filmed a video confessing to the crime. The 21-year-old actor turned himself in the following day and was taken to jail on the 1st of April. He later confessed that he had been planning a different course of action. The actor had initially decided to assassinate the Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and then later commit a mass shooting at his nearby alma mater Simon Fraser University. In the end, he changed his plan and decided to murder his mother in order to spare her from the violent spree he was planning. His lawyer and the psychiatrist argued that at the time of the murder he was suffering from major depressive disorder and cannabis use disorder. Despite these claims about his mental health, he was sentenced to life in prison in 2022 after being found guilty of second-degree murder. He will not be eligible for parole until he has served at least 14 years in prison. Suge Knight. As the co-founder of Death Row Records, Suge Knight played a significant role in shaping the West Coast hip-hop scene. In 2015, while on the set of the NWA biopic movie Straight Outta Compton, Knight got into an altercation with 2 men, Terry Carter and Cleabone Sloan. He is alleged to have run over both of them with a pickup truck, killing Carter and leaving Sloan with severe injuries. This isn't Knight's first encounter with trouble. He was shot 6 times at a nightclub in 2014 and arrested for driving on a suspended license in 2013. He was also landed in a hospital in 2009 after a fight at an Arizona hotel. Because of his criminal history and the seriousness of his charges, Knight's $2.2 million bail was revoked. The trial finally ended in September 2018, after being delayed for years due to Knight's various health issues and the fact that he kept changing lawyers. An astounding 15 lawyers joined and left since his 2015 arrest. Authorities initially charged Knight with murder and attempted murder, but he later pleaded no contest to voluntary manslaughter. In 2018, he was handed a 28 years prison term and will be eligible for parole in 2034. Josh Duggar. The TLC reality series 19 Kids and Counting focused on the lives of the massive devout Christian family, the Duggars. The parents, Michelle and Jim Bob Duggar, and their 19 children. The show was a huge success until its abrupt cancellation in 2015 following some pretty shocking revelations. The eldest child, Josh Duggar, admitted to inappropriate behavior and sexual assault against multiple underage girls, including 2 of his own sisters. However, as the statute of limitations has passed, Duggar didn't face any criminal charges. In 2021, Duggar was arrested again and brought into federal court for receiving and possessing explicit material involving minors. He opted to fight the charges in court and was ultimately found guilty. In May 2022, a judge sentenced Josh to over 12 years in federal prison and fined him over $50,000. Duggar's earliest possible release date is in 2032. Todd Chrisley and Julie Chrisley. The real estate mogul Todd Chrisley and his wife Julie Chrisley are best known for their show Chrisley Knows Best, where their family showed off their expensive lifestyle. In 2022, the couple were found guilty on numerous federal charges after being accused of defrauding banks by obtaining millions in loans based on false financial documents to pay for their lavish lifestyle. The Chrisley Knows Best stars were charged with bank fraud and tax evasion and were placed on house arrest. Several months later, they were sentenced, with Todd set to serve 12 years in prison while Julie was sentenced to 7. The couple began their time in prison in 2023, and since then they appealed and had their release date changed. Todd had his prison release moved to January 22, 2033, 2 years earlier than his originally scheduled 2035 release, while Julie is due out October 19, 2028, a year and 3 months earlier than her initial release date.